Hi, today I'm going to talk about verse 33:6. So, Surah 33 and verse 6. Um, One thing to know is that a lot of our Imams, like the 12 Imams, they discuss this verse and they used it to prove their imamate, like the rights of the Ahlulbayt. Imam Ali alayhi salam also used it, and it's the sole verse he brought in the Quran, along with another verse, but it's the main one he used to argue in his famous letter against Muawiyah, discussing the oppression that he faced from Abu Bakr and Umar, and trying to make the case that it wasn't disgraceful how he acted and how patient he was and stuff. But he brought that verse, and the particular line he brought is what the possessors of family relationship or blood relationship, أولي الأرحام بعضهم أولى ببعض في كتاب الله, right? So some of them have more right or have more authority than others in the book of God. And in 33:6, it starts off with the Prophet having more right over the believers than themselves. Like he should be obeyed, he should be preferred over, like his will should be preferred over our will. So this right as a master over believers, it continues and emphasizes well there, and so much so that this right he has is that his wives are as if they are our mothers. And then it says wa ulil arhami. So what does it refer? Like obviously wa ulil arhami are not our mothers. So it refers back to the other phrase. And then it says وَبَعْضُهُمْ أَوْلَى بِبَعْضٍ فِي كِتَابِ اللَّهِ, which means some of them, which refers to the same أَوْلَى as that verse that started النَّبِي أَوْلَى بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ مِنْ أَنفُسِهِمْ. So it means some of them have more of that than others, and it means like primarily the ones who take the imamate at that time. They are to be looked to, they are to be referred to, they are to be questioned, they are to be sought after, and their commands preferred over anybody else, their judgment and everything all sought, and they take this right one by one. So Imam Hassan before Imam Hussein had more right to it, but then when Imam Hassan dies, it's Imam Hussein who has the most right to it. And so they explained it this way, the Imams, like our hadiths. And so then it would continue to be translated as, and the believers, like, and it would be translated as, from both the immigrants, the ones who travel to God, the immigrants, the muhajirin, right, and the believers, right? It includes both. So, like you could be traveling to God, you could be on the journey to God, you still have to have these as your authorities. It's not good enough, well, maybe we just need them for a little bit of guidance, a little bit. No, they stay masters throughout the journey, and on all believers. So, and then it says, إِلَّا أَن تَفْعَلُوا بِأَوْلِيَاكُمْ. And first it says this is written in the book, and then it says إِلَّا أَن تَفْعَلُوا لِأَوْلِيَاكُمْ مَعْرُوفًا. So usually this is like interpreted, oh, well, the exception is that you could do some good to your friends, and so the possessors of believers' own kinship, so they don't take it as the Prophet's kinship, but the context is obviously about the Prophet, so it's about the Prophet's family. So they take it as the exception is that you could do goodwill in your inheritance. So this verse it seems very weird the way people translate it, like very off topic. It starts off with one fact, with another unrelated fact, with another unrelated fact, with another weird unrelated fact, and then it ends. So it's like 4 different topics that don't seem very relevant to the flow of the Prophet having more authority than the believers themselves. But the Ahlulbayt interpretation is that it's all on point. So it's all about the wilaya of the Prophet, which is the Imams take that position one by one. And so the phrase would be translated to as only that you should do good towards your masters, or only towards your masters that you should do good. Like you should only do good towards your masters. And تفعلوا لأولياءكم معروفا. And then it emphasizes again, this is written in the book, and then it says when we took the confidant of the prophets, and from you, and from Noah and Abraham and Moses and Jesus son of Mary, and we took them a firm covenant, so that God will ask the truthful about their truthfulness, and he will punish the disbelievers a painful chastisement. So it's like, not only does it flow better in the verse by the Ahlulbayt interpretation, but it doesn't make sense not to interpret it like this if you keep in mind how much Quran emphasized on the chosen households of the prophets of the past. Like they come in forms of chosen families. So if you keep this in mind, it's obviously about the Ahlulbayt. And then if you keep this flow going throughout the surah, then verse 33 doesn't seem about the wives anymore, because you already introduced to the Ahlulbayt. And so it's obviously a contrast. Okay, the wives are emphasized to obey the Prophet, not to turn on their backs, not to prefer the dunya. But as regard to his true Ahlul Bayt, God only desires to make them pure in the eyes of the people. Like he wants them, so throughout the Quran it's emphasized that God attributes purity to who he pleases, and it's not for the people to attribute purity to themselves. Even if they are pure, they become pure and everything, it's not for them to go to society and claim it, right? To claim righteousness and to claim that position, because God knows best who has it, and there's no point of claiming it without proofs, right? Even if you have it, and the proofs are for the prophets and the imams, right? The hukam, like the true rulers of humanity, the true kings. So this verse is a very clear verse about Ahlul Bayt, but for some reason people can't just recite it so simply and see the simple flow. So this is what this video is about. It's about showing the simple flow. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it.